It's Capital Breakfast. It's Roman, Sunny J and Sean Welby with you, and joining us on the line right now, we've got a video conference with Halsey and Marshmello.
Yeah!
Guys, hello. Firstly, Marshmello is still, obviously, he's got his wonderful head on. I think he was ahead of the game before everyone else in terms of wearing a face covering. But Halsey, you're in like some weird rave station, or is that? Is it your house or?
Yeah, I'm in it's like a giant tanning bed.
The colours are like popping off right now. Now, Halsey, I've got to point out the obvious before we get into the chat. You posted a picture of your ankle. What happened?
I was loading the dishwasher, and I pulled the door down to load the dishwasher.
Yeah.
And the kitchen floor was wet, and I tripped over the dishwasher door. And after, 2,000 live shows where I'm jumping around for 2 hours, I finally fractured my ankle in the kitchen at my house.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Oh, dear. Putting a little dishwashing tablet in.
It's not very showbiz, is it?
No.
Pretty embarrassing.
Pretty
embarrassing.
We need to think of like a new showbiz way that you've broken it, like a showbiz lie, just to chuck out there and say that's how she actually broke her foot.
I don't really mind it because now everybody at least knows I do my own dishes, which I feel like is really important.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Now, Marshmello, I'm going to come to you, mate. And it is a big moment for you. While in lockdown, a lot of people have learnt a new skill, like an instrument or baking. But since the last time I've seen you, mate, seemingly you've learned how to speak, because the last time we did an interview, you didn't talk.
Well, yep. I learned how to speak during quarantine. That's what happened.
Oh, congratulations.
I taught him.
Congratulations. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Was there ever a time, Marshmello, when you really did struggle to stay quiet? Like you'd be like, oh.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say so, for sure.
Mate, the amount of interviews that you must have done, and you must have pulled so many faces underneath that.
100%.
Are you pulling one right now? You are, aren't you?
But I was never really able to, so.
Every time you talk to Marshmello, he's just going like this under the mask.
Yeah, exactly. He's just eye rolling. Well, listen, guys, congratulations on the new song, Be Kind. We love playing it here on Capital Breakfast. Now, Marshmello, I'll come to you. How long have you been sat on this track, and was it always kind of the thing of both of you working together? Was this a natural kind of process?
Definitely a natural process, yep. I started working on the instrumental, and then Halsey heard it, and it was just like bam, bam, bam.
Amazing. And Halsey, working with Marshmello, it's a no-brainer at the moment. He's just a hit machine.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really cool process for us to come together because, at least in the States, I know, he and I have definitely had a pretty, I guess like a pretty, we're on the radio a lot.
You've done well.
And so it was like, how do we make this one different and how do we make it special? And, definitely for starters, a song with Halsey on it called Be Kind is definitely a shocker because I feel like my stuff is usually a little more on the dark side of things. So that was definitely cool. And, Marshmello and I, we have similar taste in the music we like to listen to, like in our personal time. So when we were in the studio, it was actually really hard to focus because we just kept talking about old Fall Out Boy songs and stuff. So it was like, oh yeah, we're making a pop song. Hold on. So there might be an EP in our future. Who knows?
Wicked. I'm just waiting for the cover of Sugar We're Going Down by Marshmello and Halsey. That's what I want to hear. That's exactly it. Why not?
It's amazing how the words now are so appropriate. Be kind, it's so important right now. How, first with you, Halsey, how are you finding lockdown?
The general nervousness and kind of the feeling of wishing I could work and those kind of things. But I feel like all things considered, if that's all I'm really experiencing right now, then I'm in a very privileged position, and I think just personally having this time where I literally cannot leave the house was kind of exactly the restriction that I kind of needed because I'm someone who doesn't really stop going ever. So it's kind of well, now you have to stay home, and I'm like, you know what I mean? But it's been good. I've been really creative and working on a lot of stuff and cooking, a lot of cooking.
Do you feel like there's a lot of pressure to be creative while you're in lockdown?
You know what? Yeah, I think so. But, you know, a friend of mine actually sent me a really amazing quote the other day from Nick Cave, and it was talking about how more than our responsibility to like pump out art and pump out content right now, artists have a responsibility to live and to take care of ourselves so that we can make better stuff once we have a greater opportunity to. And I think a lot of us are forgetting that because we're under the expectation and anxiety like we need to make stuff. And it's like, no, you should, you know, be kind to yourself and sorry. And like, you know,
song plug. I completely get what you're saying. Now, Marshmello, I've got to come to you, mate, because you started a phenomenon, and you, by the way, I still put this down. There's a lot of DJs, producers, you know, songwriters out there, but I really feel like around the world, you are so famous. Like, because the Fortnite thing, I know it was quite a while ago. I know it was, I mean, you know, it was a long time ago, but now we've seen Travis Scott jumping on this and doing a virtual gig. I mean, do you think that's the future, those gigs within Fortnite?
Definitely. I mean, I obviously was a part of the first one they did, and I saw how amazing that was for everybody involved, including like just a fan interaction and stuff. And I don't see why anybody shouldn't keep doing that. You know, I think it was a really special thing, and it's gotten great responses, the Travis Scott and mine and others similar to that. So definitely.
It is so fantastic. Your fans go absolutely insane. And also, mate, I have to say, I was watching Dave the other day, Lil Dicky's new sitcom, and I have to ask, was it actually you that filmed the scene? Because it's you headbutting one of the other characters.
Amazing.
And it looked like you could do some real damage with that thing.
Yeah, everybody learns after watching that.
Yeah. I could tell it was you immediately because I was watching and I was wondering the same thing. I was like, I wonder if that's really him in there, because it would be so easy, I guess, to have someone else do it. But I could literally just tell from the way you were walking and like your frame and what you were wearing. I was like, oh, that's actually him. That's really him in there.
Talking of which, Marshmello, have you ever used that to sort of get someone to stand in and do a gig for you when you've been a bit tired?
No.
Oh, he's not going to tell us that, is he? He's not going to be so silly.
Now, are you going to the grocery store, to the supermarket? Are you just rocking full helmet with that, or you got the mask underneath?
Full helmet, you know.
Full helmet.
I would love to see that.
I'd love to
see
see
it.
it.
In the middle of Tesco's, Marshmello all seeing that. That'd be great. Guys, very quickly, we're writing a book at the moment. It's full of diary entries from people all over the UK, that we're all experiencing lockdown at the moment. Some of them are really funny. Some of them are quite emotional, really nice stories. Halsey, have you seen anything, that you've come across that, is an act of kindness, or anything that stood out that's been really funny for you?
I've seen a lot of, artists, like peers of mine, who have been, reaching out and kind of taking the opportunity while everything's down to more to connect with their fans more personally. You know what I mean? Because when you have a bit more time, you can write letters and, get on the phone with people and get to know them in a more personal way. I love Taylor Swift was sending fans money on Venmo. And I was like, that is just so cool and normal. Like, imagine your Venmo log is like Rachel for pizza and like Matt for a beer. And then it's like Taylor Swift. Like, come on. That's so cool. I was like, you're awesome.
That is amazing.
Taylor Swift just randomly sending people money. Marshmello, is there anything that you've seen like during this that's kind of like restored your faith in humanity? I suppose.
I was actually going to say the exact same thing as Halsey, just connecting. People just are connecting now, focusing more on themselves and focusing more on their relationships with other people. So I think that's really great, honestly.
It is really fantastic.